There's a tendency to think of work as a burden or even as a punishment for original sin, and yet one of the things that makes us most like God is work. The Bible begins with God at work, creating the world. Jesus, the Son of God, worked alongside of his foster father, a carpenter, and would later say in his preaching that as God the Father continues his work, so does the Son. When humanity was created, God made them stewards of creation, to care for God's work. Made in the image and likeness of God, work is part of our human dignity. Thus, lack of work or unemployment is an affront to human dignity. The recent world economic crisis has led to terrible unemployment worldwide, and this is the focus for Pope Benedict's general intention this month, that everyone may have work in safe and secure conditions. In some parts of Africa, 1 in 3 people are unemployed, while the rate in the Gaza Strip, so often associated with terrorist activities, is almost 38%. The rate in Greece, the center recently of a crisis in the Eurozone, is 22.6%, while Spain is even worse, with almost 1 in 4 unemployed. Such figures are staggering when we consider that the U.S. rate is currently just over 8%. Writing to the Second National Congress for the Family in Ecuador last November, Pope Benedict said, "Through work, human beings experience themselves as subjects who share in God's plan of creation. Hence, the lack of work and its precariousness threaten human dignity. Not only do they create situations of injustice and poverty that degenerate all too often into despair, crime, and violence, but they even cause people to have an identity crisis. It is therefore urgent to find effective measures, serious and appropriate projects, as well as the necessary determination to find ways to enable all to have access to a dignified, permanent, and well-paid job. This will enable them to be sanctified and to play an active role in the development of society." Earlier this year, speaking to the world's ambassadors to the Vatican, Pope Benedict told them that the crisis is also an opportunity for us to consider what is most important and to overhaul society and its institutions so that human dignity is given primary importance. He said, "We must not lose heart, but instead resolutely rediscover our way through new forms of commitment. The crisis can and must be an incentive to reflect on human existence and on the importance of its ethical dimension, even before we consider the mechanisms governing economic life, not only in an effort to stem private losses or to shore up national economies, but to give ourselves new rules which ensure that all can lead a dignified life and develop their abilities for the benefit of the community as a whole. It seems evident to me that the best way to move forward is through the recognition of the inalienable dignity of each human person and of his or her fundamental rights. Respect for the person must be at the center of institutions and laws."